Hey, what's up everyone, Morey Croson here, and today we're going to be going over the top 10 sprinting drills you can do every single day to improve your speed. I'm going to go over a couple cues that you can utilize when going through those just to make sure you get the most out of each drill. As always, if you like the information, go ahead and click that thumbs up down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, go ahead and leave those down below, or even any recommendations, leave those in the comments down below. We'll hop in the video right now. Alright, so there's going to be some of these that you've already seen in the past, and there's going to be a couple of them that might be new. But first one I would just say is going to be A-skips. The big thing I'm thinking about with doing the A-skips is just being able to drive back in the ground. I am getting a little bit of extension even on the A-skip just because I really think that the front side mechanics, what I mean by the extension is getting that knee to kind of straighten out, extend a little bit there. Just because I think those front side mechanics are super important. I'm also making sure that I'm really in good control, good understanding of my elbow drive, where my hands are, and making sure that I understand, where that path's going to be when I'm actually sprinting. Then we're going to go right into B skips. Now you can see I'm really overemphasizing getting that leg through, really maximizing my backside mechanics, and also really understanding how to push off and get full extension out of my heel the best that I can as I'm going through. Again, thinking about what I'm doing with my arms to make sure I'm not messing those up. All right, this one's just going to be ankling. The big thing is you just want to make sure that you're getting that foot up over your ankle so you're not getting up above the knee. That's the thing with ankling, trying to keep that toe up the best that you can as you're going and touching the ground, and also really making sure you're getting that pull, working on that front side mechanic pull as you're bringing that foot back underneath you. You can see I can do probably a better job there keeping those toes up a little bit more or a little bit longer, but big thing is being able to work on being able to interact with the ground with more of that horizontal force, so you're just pulling that foot back underneath rather than going straight downwards with the feet, which we see a lot of times with sprinters. Next one's going to be a cycling drill. So this one I'm really trying to get my knees a little bit higher up here as I'm going and touching the ground, making sure that my feet get up above my knees there as I'm cycling through, staying very, very vertical here. And now I'm working a little bit more on my backside mechanics. So I'm cycling as soon as my foot comes up off the ground. I want to bring that knee through, heel up to my butt, not actually touching my butt, but getting right underneath my butt, and then cycling that leg right back through. All right, so this one's going to be a straight leg run, so you can see I'm getting my legs out in front of me. Again, front side mechanics. This is something that I see a lot of times with people that we're just not getting right, is the ability to really maximize when your foot's out in front of you. So I'm really keeping my legs straight, pulling back underneath, trying to make sure I'm landing in kind of the middle part of my foot there the best that I can. I'm really working on that dorsiflexion, being able to control that a lot better for me personally, and I think a lot of you guys could probably work on that as well. The next thing is going to be fast high knee run, and so what I'm doing here is I'm just trying to really work on my posture, trying to keep everything up as high as I can with my spine, with my head, and then just trying to work my knees and my legs as fast as I can, and trying to cycle with driving those knees up. So that's a little bit more of the front side mechanics, but it also can go into maximizing the backside mechanics as well. Last one's going to be, I shouldn't say last one. Next one's going to be just working again that pull down. Right, so you can see how often I think that pull down is just so valuable, just because I see a lot of people that don't have bad backside mechanics in their sprinting, they just lose it because they're not able to maximize the front side. Here you're just keeping everything nice and tall, get good stability on the opposite leg. It's good for your ankles and being able to maintain your ankles in a good position, maintain that leg in a good position as you pull back underneath, and really being able to maximize that. Here we're just working on really lower back extension, right? So I'm keeping my legs straight and I'm just trying to get my back up as much as I can. You can see how my spine is fairly upright there. I'm going to be slightly lean forward, but I don't want to be too far lean forward. I want to have my foot basically right underneath my hip, okay? And then I'm just lifting that leg, really working on my lower back range of motion there, and also feeling a little bit in that upper hamstring as well, and just being able to connect it to having good extension through the lower back and through the hip. It's something that's very, very important. Next thing is going to be working on just your toe range of motion. So you can see I have my big toe all the way down here. Start off with just using the hands. I'm pushing myself back here. I'm trying to keep both of my big toes all the way down on the ground and trying to keep both of my heels as straight up as I can. So I want to make sure that my feet are basically right next to each other. There's a little bit of space there, not a lot, but there's a little bit of space there. Both my big toes are all the way down on the ground. Both the pads, like the balls of my feet, are also on the ground. And then I'm working myself back continuing to push back, get to the point where you can just sit up in that position, continue to, work on that range of motion. I'm just making sure here that my heels are staying as upright as I possibly can as I work on that range of motion through the toe. Last one's going to be a cycle drill. So I'm just working on completing that cycle, putting it all together, making it so I'm working my front side mechanics, my back side mechanics, keeping my spine upright. You can see I'm using a little bit of my arm to cycle that leg back just so I can keep that in my nervous system, make sure my body knows that when I'm pulling back here with my arm, I also want to be pulling back hard with my leg and just syncing up my body the best that I can to make it so it's ready to perform at the highest level. You can see here I'm really trying to overemphasize keeping my toe up in the air as long as I can as I cycle through, and you end up just kind of skimming the ground as you come through, and then immediately trying to get right back into that dorsiflexion, get that toe to face right back up after you pull your leg back down. All right, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Just to go over some of the rep ranges really quickly, I would say for all of the ones that I'm on the turf and doing some running for, you could do that for 2 sets, 10, 15 yards would be fine. And then when I came into the actual gym, I did that pullback with the band, doing that 15 times, 2 sets on each side. Same thing with that quick hip extension, 2 sets, 15 each side. In terms of that toe range of motion exercise, make sure that you're getting yourself to fully push back, hold for about 10, maybe 15 seconds, come back through, or come back forward, and then sit back, come back forward, sit back, so break that up into a few different reps. Don't just hold it for 30 seconds and then think you're going to be done. I would kind of rep it out a few times, maybe do that 2 sets, especially if you're feeling that a lot underneath the foot and you're feeling a great stretch there. Do that a couple times, maybe even 3 times. And then also the last one is that leg cycle, 10 to 12 reps. 1 or 2 on each side, and just making sure that you're staying consistent with this. I mean, if you do it every day, you're not going to get negative, feedback from that. You're not going to overtrain yourself from these. I think it's a great warm-up. I think it's a great way for your body to stay in tune with what you're working on within your sprinting form. I'm going to go, I just did these. I'm going to go and do some sprints now as well, just to be able to really lock everything in, make sure that I'm able to consistently get better within my sprinting form. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching, and check out the description. We have a bunch of cool things going on with some awesome program opportunities. I still think that $97, you guys got to invest $97 into your own individual performance. You're going to see some great results by doing that, and I don't think you can you don't want to underestimate what can happen within 1 month. I think within 1 month, within 4 weeks, you could really see some huge gains in your form, your strength, your mechanics, your understanding of exactly what you need to be doing within your sprint. It's only $97 as a small investment. I give you 100% money back guarantee. If you didn't like what you invested in over that month, then I'd give your money back. But I know you're gonna love it. Check out the link below. It's that first link. And as always, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.